Alright, what's up everyone? So, we're back at it with another beat tutorial video. I know I'm late as fuck on this shit. I put something on my story, like a poll, asking if you guys want another one, and well, here it is. But this is how to make beats your crush would approve of, part 2. I think that's what I called it last time. So I'll just play like the full thing really quick before I kind of break it down, and I'll try and make it as like easy as possible. It's not like a super complicated beat either. It's just has a lot of kind of weird mixing effects on it when it comes to the melody and whatnot, and just the instrumentation of it. But yeah, so here you go. Alright, so what I started out with was, I think it was this one. Was it this one? I started out with that instrument, and it was just like this little pluck thing. It was like, I don't know, it was like 8 a.m. I was tired as fuck and I didn't feel like playing anything on my keyboard, so I just started putting shit like this down. And it looks like I put oh yeah, so this is a free plugin, and what I did with this was I turned the delay up on just the like the initial preset, and I turned the mix up, and so without it was a little dry, like, and then with it on, it kind of gave it that little taper effect to it, like, just to kind of make it sound, I guess, a bit more filled out, and kind of give it this like weird false layering type of thing. And from there I went to this right here, which for all like the new, because I know there are like a bunch of people that are new to music production, or like who just kind of want to learn how to do it. And so for those guys, like this VST right here is pretty goated. This one's pretty cool, but this one, if you're really into making trap music, this is like This is the shit right here. No cap. Like, I fucking love this VST. It's like $50 on like Native Instruments website or whatever, and this shit goated. Native Instruments is goated. Contact's goated. The whole thing's goated. But I played this little pad thing right here. I just turned the velocity down on it. Yeah, because if I turn the velocity up on it, it kind of got a little weird and distorted. At some points, like, there's like just some weird high frequencies in there that kind of got a little dimmed out when I turned the velocity down. And then from there, I added this little pluck part in. Which kind of just gives it a little more of a lead texture type thing, and I guess kind of just fills it out overall. And then from there I went to the drums. So how I like to do it is I really just kind of put my claps or snares on every 3 right here, and it really just depends on your tempo, because there's some people who if you have a slower tempo, like around 80 to 90, you'd usually put it on the 2 and 4, but I just did it half time on the 3. And that's kind of just really where you put claps for a lot of the guys who just don't, who like really are like straight up new to this. And the hi-hats were not too crazy, because this is meant for like someone to actually kind of rap on, so you kind of want to keep it fairly simplistic so that the artist has enough room to kind of get on there. So like, yeah, it's really nothing much. I added in a little kind of snare part right here. Where the fuck is it? There we go. Just to give it a bit more bounce. What else? And then a little, like a few percussion things, like I think I added this little crash, and there's like this little weird thing right here, I think. Yeah, it's like a little rim shot or whatever. Yeah. That's just like the basics for the drums. It's not really too complicated. This beat's not really super complicated. If you really kind of learn, like if you know how to kind of work the DAW, you could make something like this pretty quickly. I mean, I made it in maybe like 20 minutes or so. Mixing, I mean, all of the Zaytoven kit stuff is pretty much mixed really well, so I didn't really have to do much besides for volume leveling and just a few little EQs here and there. Like, what is this? I think this was the yeah, this is the third contact thing, and I just did some EQing here, and I kind of just tried to cut out some of the nasty shit that's in there. Oh, and I added R4, and I think still at this time R4 and what's the other plugin called? It's called like Nimbus. It's called Nimbus. Those by Isotope. Those two are, I think those two are still on sale for like $10 right now. So if you guys are interested in like reverb plugins that do some crazy shit, like there's a lot of stuff on here. There's a fuck ton of presets. Yeah, there's a fuck ton of presets. So if you guys are interested in like reverb stuff or whatever, then definitely check that out. Yeah, that was pretty much it. And on my master, I did have a limiter, but what I did with it is I turned the saturation down minus 1.6 dB, and then turned the gain up to about 4.3 dB. Turn the ceiling up a little bit too, just so that like it doesn't sound too quiet, because if if you just kind of have the limiter on there. I know a lot of people like to use soft clipper, and it's because the reason why they use that instead of the limiter is because it doesn't compress the sound. I use soft clipper a lot, but for this I use limiter just so that I can get kind of that nice little thud on the kick. And it doesn't, when it, like, if it clips, it's not going to sound like kind of distorted. But yeah, that's really about it. That's kind of all I did with the beat, and yeah, hopefully I'll make another one of these soon. So see ya.